My name's Steve, this is Classified Captures. We got ghosts, hauntings, AI Atlas updates. We got some guy or creature that seems to be able to walk on glaciers. Just take a look, You won't believe it. A woman by the name of Rosanna has been sharing a series of strange clips documenting the bizarre activity happening inside her condo. Over the past few weeks, she's captured objects falling on their own, doors moving slightly, and items being displaced without explanation. What she believes to be poltergeist activity seems to be getting stronger and a lot scarier. But recently, things have taken an even stranger turn. At first, Rosanna thought it was only her condo that was haunted. Now she's beginning to believe the entire apartment building might be the problem. She says that lately her neighbor, who's an older woman who lives on the floor below, has been coming up to a door in the middle of the night, jiggling the doorknob violently. Rosanna has caught her doing this several times, confronted her and told her to stop, but the woman keeps returning doing the exact same thing. And what's more even unsettling is that when confronted, the old lady often just stares blankly without saying a word. Rosanna is convinced that this isn't normal behavior and that it could somehow be connected to the paranormal events happening in her home. Members of the paranormal community who followed her story online suggest that the entire building might be cursed or have a dark history. There's speculation that the apartment complex might have once been used for something sinister in its past that left behind an imprint of dark energy. If that's true, the spirits tied to it could still be reliving whatever happened there and maybe even influencing the people who lived in it now. And as for the old lady jiggling Rosanna's door, she could be possessed or controlled by one of those entities lingering within the walls of that building.
Péter un câble. Je vais péter un câble.
There's a strange phenomenon that's been gaining more attention lately, and it's leaving people genuinely unsettled. All over social media, people are claiming to have seen strange invisible-like creatures walking amongst us. You can't fully see them, but you can sense and sometimes even partially make them out. Now, this isn't like your typical ghost story. These aren't shadow figures or misty apparitions. Witnesses describe them as having a distortion effect, almost like in the Predator movies when the creature cloaks itself as a transparent outline moving in plain sight. In one recent clip, someone standing outside near a house points their phone toward the yard, and when you look closely, you can see what looks like the outline of a figure with head, shoulders, even arms, but it's see-through, shimmering slightly against the background. People are baffled. Some think it's advanced cloaking technology being tested. Others believe it's something extraterrestrial and that they might already be here amongst us blending in. So what's your take on it? The whole idea of UFOs and aliens living amongst us is not new. It's a theory that's been circulating for decades. And every few years, it seems like we get closer to some kind of confirmation. Yet every single time we think officials or the government might finally fully admit it, well, they never do. The key word is fully. Now, there's a woman by the name Linda Moulton Howe, an American investigative journalist and documentary filmmaker who spent years researching UFOs, extraterrestrial life, and government cover-ups. According to her, the US government is fully aware of alien presence on Earth and has been in contact with these beings for years, but they've chosen to keep it secret. Her reasoning is that it's either to protect national security or simply to protect the sanity of the public because maybe humanity isn't ready to accept such a reality. In one of her interviews, she even listed out the names of several high-ranking political figures who, according to her research, knew about extraterrestrial activity, including Ronald Reagan, Harry Truman, Bill Clinton, Dwight Eisenhower, and even John F. Kennedy. She claims that Kennedy was actually one of the few who wanted to reveal the truth to the public that aliens and UFOs were real. Still, he was allegedly assassinated before he could ever make the announcement. It's a shocking theory, and one that keeps resurfacing every time new UFO evidence comes up. Just imagine standing in an airport terminal when suddenly a broadcast announces, "The US government confirms extraterrestrial life has been here for decades." Well, that would change everything we've ever known, and if this is true, how long have they been keeping it from us? And once again, there's a new update about ThreeI Atlas. According to a recent report from the New York Post, astronomers have detected several jet-like objects surrounding what was initially believed to be a comet. But here's the twist. The Post is no longer calling ThreeI Atlas a comet. They're calling it a spacecraft. That subtle change in language has sparked serious debate. Is the media hinting that ThreeI Atlas might not be a natural object after all? The article notes that these jets could be part of a propulsion system that used to control the object's movement through space, an implication that points to intelligent design rather than random cosmic behavior. According to the mystery, a Chinese orbiter recently sent back footage showing ThreeI Atlas with a tail that curves at the end, an unusual feature not seen in typical comets. So what exactly are we looking at here? Could ThreeI Atlas be an extraterrestrial craft disguised as a comet, or perhaps some advanced technology humanity has yet to comprehend? Every time the story starts to fade or gets dismissed as a conspiracy, something new emerges, something that keeps the mystery of ThreeI Atlas alive and impossible to ignore. Now, what you're looking at here is quite unsettling. Three women are sitting cross-legged in front of what appears to be an altar with candles lit, objects placed carefully on a table, and behind a man dressed in black. He slowly walks around the table, making weird hand gestures with his hands. The woman sitting in the center suddenly starts to twitch. Moments later, she falls backwards onto the ground, then arches a body upwards, standing on all fours but with her chest facing up unnaturally. Then she drops back down, and the woman next to her follows, also falling back and twitching in a similar way. Within seconds, all three of them are moving in this strange synchronized manner as the man continues making slow, deliberate hand gestures over them. Now, nobody really knows what's happening here. Some claim this could be a spiritual ceremony or some kind of ritual healing. Others think it might be a new or extreme form of yoga. There's even a theory floating around that certain ancient yoga practices might open the body to spiritual energies, both good and bad, depending on how they're performed. Is this a demonstration of energy manipulation, a ritual, a possession? Kindly share your thoughts. When you're sitting on the toilet, all you really want is a few minutes of peace just to do your business and get out. For some people, it's even a sacred moment of silence or a quick scroll through social media to escape the chaos outside. But in China, things have taken quite an unconventional turn when it comes to public restrooms. Apparently, a number of public toilets have now been fitted with a facial recognition system that forces people to watch advertisements before they can receive toilet paper. Yeah, you heard that right. You have to stand there, face a screen, and let it scan you while a short ad plays, and only then does the machine dispense your allotted amount of tissue. Now, while this sounds absolutely absurd, it's also oddly brilliant from a marketing standpoint. I mean, imagine turning on one of the most private moments of a person's day into an opportunity for ad revenue. That's next-level capitalism. But of course, most people aren't exactly thrilled about the idea. Some users are calling it toilet surveillance, saying that it's invasive and ridiculous to have a scan of your face just to get a few squares of paper. Others have started carrying their own toilet paper everywhere they go, a form of quiet rebellion against what many are calling the most humiliating ad placement ever. Still, it raises a deeper question. How far are we willing to let technology and marketing invade our private lives? When even the restroom isn't sacred anymore, you can't help but wonder what's next. Is this just clever innovation, or has China finally officially taken the ad game too far? Man, this really takes the phrase taking the piss to a whole other extreme, right? This video is said to have been recorded in Yemen right after a massive unexpected explosion rocked the city. You can hear the echoing booms in the distance, see the thick plumes of smoke rising and the flashes of fire lighting up the skyline. But as the camera pans across the horizon, something flies by. This small, flat, disc-shaped object is gliding through the air. It spins slowly as it moves, passing right above the smoke before vanishing into the distance. Now, once this clip began circulating online, people quickly noticed the object. Some were convinced it looked exactly like a UFO saucer, just as many sightings describe. Others argued it could have been a military drone, maybe even part of what caused the explosion in the first place. Then there are those who say it's simply debris tossed into the air by the blast, but when you look closely, the flight pattern seems too steady for that. When researchers tried to trace the source of this video, no record of a corresponding explosion in Yemen could be found that matches this specific footage. That opens the door to another likely explanation that this could be an AI-edited or digitally manipulated video. But if it's not AI, then what the hell are we looking at? Now, the world we live in is a dangerous and complex place, and for years, people who question authority or expose hidden agendas have often been labeled as crazy or conspiracy theorists. But sometimes, what's dismissed as paranoia turns out to have more depth than what people would like to admit. That is because of a concept called PSYOP, a short for psychological operations. Essentially, PSYOP is a strategy used by governments or powerful entities to shape how people think, feel, and react. It's about controlling perception, and that's where something known as the Overton window comes in. It's a term that represents what ideas or information are considered acceptable in public. Here's how it works. Imagine a red car. Everyone can agree that it's red. That's normal, widely accepted information. But now, imagine someone tells you, well, that car isn't really red. Immediately, you reject the idea because it falls outside what your mind has been conditioned to accept. That's how the Overton window operates. It defines the limits of what's normal and believable. So how does that connect to PSYOPs? Instead of giving the public harsh truth directly, those in power gradually shift the window by flooding society with bizarre, exaggerated, or conflicting versions of the truth so that people become desensitized. For instance, look at the UFO and alien topic. For decades, we've seen countless videos, some real, some fake, some obviously ridiculous. The more we see them, the less impact they have, so now when an actual unexplained event happens, people just shrug it off. And once the public is desensitized, that's when fear is introduced. Slowly the message changes from UFOs aren't real to UFOs might be dangerous. And once fear enters the picture, people start demanding protection. And that's when power shifts back to the government or whoever controls the narrative. The very people who engineered the confusion in the first place are now seen as the saviors. It's a smart but chilling cycle. Introduce the idea in harmless, even ridiculous ways. Desensitize the public so it becomes familiar. Trigger fear once people are comfortable with it. Offer control or protection as the solution. When you look around at the way media cycles work, how social fear spreads, and how trust in institutions is constantly tested, this theory suddenly doesn't feel too far-fetched. Back in 1967, a man named James Hiram Bedford made history by becoming the first human ever to be cryogenically frozen. Bedford was a psychology professor at the University of California who believed deeply in the future possibilities of science. When he passed away on January the 12th, 1967, his body became part of a groundbreaking experiment. Now, Bedford didn't just decide to be frozen on a whim. Before his death from kidney cancer, he'd arranged to participate in a cryonics experiment proposed by a group of early cryonics specialists. The moment his heart stopped, a team quickly administered a series of protective chemical solutions designed to prevent his cells from being destroyed by ice crystals. After this process, his body was immersed in liquid nitrogen at around 196 degrees Celsius, minus 320 degrees Fahrenheit, a temperature cold enough to halt all biological decay. What's truly fascinating is that Bedford's body is still preserved today, over 5 decades later. It was first stored at a facility run by the Cryonics Society of California, then later transferred to the Alcor Life Extension Foundation, one of the most prominent cryonic organizations in the world. Reports from Alcor say that his body remains intact and well-preserved, making him the longest cryopreserved human in existence. Over the years, scientists have debated whether Bedford can ever be revived. Modern cryonics has come a long way with new preservation techniques that prevent much of the cellular damage that early cryonics couldn't. So when James Bedford is thawed and revived, will he wake up as the same man who went to sleep in 1967, or something entirely different? New York, what is going on out there? A woman shared a shocking experience after she had just woken up and gone to take a shower. When she came out of the bathroom, she found 2 strange men walking around inside her apartment uninvited, unannounced, and without any form of identification. Now that is absolutely terrifying. When she asked what they were doing in her home, they claimed they were there for an inspection. But here's the thing. In New York, landlords are legally required to give tenants at least a 24-hour notice before entering for an inspection, and those visits are only supposed to take place between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. So what were these men doing in her apartment early in the morning? And why did they have no idea or prior notice? People online are furious about this, and rightfully so. Whether these men were actual workers or not, entering someone's home without notice is a serious violation of privacy and could even be considered unlawful entry. The woman said she felt unsafe and confused, unsure of who to call or what to do next. Have you ever heard of something like this happening before? Because if this is becoming a trend, that's deeply concerning. No one should wake up to strangers wandering around their home without permission.
Sorry. What the are you guys doing?
We're doing an inspection, ma'am.
I'm telling you now, if I'd got out of a shower or just walked in my house or anything and found people inside my front door, I would grab hold of those bastards and I would throw them out the window and ask questions later. Things are getting ridiculous now, right? Humans just don't know when to stop. It's like we become addicted to testing how close we can get to danger before it's too late. Now take a look at this video. Someone was recording a stunning mountain view, but then as the camera zooms in, we see a group of people sitting right at the tip of the mountain perched on this rock that literally looks like a chair hanging over the edge. But what's wild is the total lack of urgency. They don't even flinch or move carefully. It's like they've become numb to the fact that one wrong move could send them straight down that cliff. Sure, some people live for the thrill, but this is literally death at your doorstep. One gust of wind, one slip of the foot, and that's it. Now, what are we looking at here? It's an open field, a few people standing around, all of them pointing their phones toward the sky, and right up there, you can see it. A figure floating, or should I say, flying across the air. What's crazy is that it doesn't look like a drone, it actually looks like a person. The figure seems to be wearing some kind of superhero suit with a cape flowing behind them as they glide through the air. Naturally, everyone's first reaction is, wait, is that Superman? Because honestly, that's exactly what it looks like. Now, before we go full comic book mode, let's think about this. It could be a stunt, maybe someone using a drone suit or one of those new jetpacks we've seen popping up recently. There's also a chance it could be a cleverly designed RC remote-controlled human-shaped drone, but we can't ignore the AI angle either. Still, you can't deny how convincing it looks with the movement, the cape's motion, and even the way the crowd reacts. Well, it all seems pretty natural. There are some secrets people carry with them that no one ever truly understands until it's far too late, and for Adam, that moment came after his mother's passing. For 37 years he'd lived with her, and one thing about his mother always stood out. She never went anywhere without her small old box. It didn't matter if they were moving houses, traveling, or just going to visit someone, that box was always by her side. Every time he asked about it, she would brush it off, saying it was a cake topper or something sentimental from her past, but she never ever let him near it. Over time, Adam simply stopped asking. Then his mother passed, so Adam had to clean out the house, and when he got to the fridge, he saw the box sitting quietly in the refrigerator. He finally decided to open it, expecting maybe a keepsake, jewelry, or an heirloom. But what he found inside stopped him cold. Inside the box were the well-preserved remains of a baby, a fully formed infant with hair still visible. Shocked and horrified, Adam immediately called the police. When investigators arrived and ran forensic tests, they discovered that the remains were approximately 47 years old. Now that raises even more questions. Whose baby was it? Why had his mother kept it all these years, and why hide it? Some people believe his mother might have lost a child decades ago and was unable to let go, so she kept it. Others speculate that she might have been responsible for the baby's death and kept the remains as a twisted form of penance or secret. But now she's gone, with the truth, and we'll never find out what that happens to be. If you ever feel like giving up because life's been unfair to you or your challenges are too big to overcome, then you need to hear the incredible story of Christina Sandhaus. When Christina was just 8 years old, she began suffering from intense, uncontrollable seizures. They were so severe that doctors had no choice but to perform a hemispherectomy, a surgery that removes or disconnects half of the brain to save her life. Now think about that for a second, losing half your brain. Doctors told her family that she would probably never live a normal life again. She'd struggle with movement, learning, and likely never drive or hold down a job. But by the time she was 17, she'd already earned a bachelor's degree, and just a few years later, she went on to complete a master's degree. Against every medical expectation, she made it. She went on to become a speech pathologist, helping others overcome communication challenges. Yeah, she somehow defied all expectations. So the next time you feel like something's impossible and even have logical reasons to support your pessimism, remember Christina. She achieved all this with half a brain. And you can do it too.
If I could talk to myself prior to my surgery as a 7-year-old, I think I would say you're stronger than you know. You're going to have difficult times, but you need to find the strength within yourself. And when you can't find that strength, to look to the others around you, because they will boost you up when you need some guidance and some strength.
It's been a while since we've had one of those glitch in the matrix moments, but this one is definitely worth talking about. It comes from a woman named Kara, who shared a strange experience after attending her son's football game. She said that after the game, she and her husband went back to their truck to pack up some things, and that's when they noticed a pair of cleats sitting in the truck. But when Kara looked down at her son, he was already wearing his cleats. The ones in the truck had the same color, brand, design, and size. Now, according to Kara, her son is the only one on his team who owns the exact color and design of the cleats, which is how she usually spots him on the field. But how is it possible that there's another pair sitting in the truck when the family says they only bought one pair? Everyone is baffled, and people online have been calling it an overlap between parallel realities. Some think maybe they slipped into a timeline where their son's cleats duplicated. Others think it's just a freak coincidence, but the family insists there's no logical explanation. So what do you think happened here?
My first glitch in the Matrix thing happened to me yesterday. We leave our son's football game. We walk to the truck last night. We open the tailgate of my husband's truck, and he looks in and he sees our son's cleats. And he's like, "Dylan, you forgot your cleats." He just got off the field. He looks down. He's wearing his cleats. We see these cleats, which are his cleats. And then we look down and he's wearing these cleats. Where did this second pair of cleats come from?
This particular footage is quite unsettling. A doctor was walking through an empty hallways of a hospital late at night when he noticed something unusual, a dark figure standing all the way at the end of the corridor. According to him, he was supposed to be completely alone at the time. Out of fear and confusion, he pulled out his phone and began recording. As the camera zooms in, you can see a tall, dark silhouette moving slowly down the hallway. It appears to be cloaked, its shape barely distinguishable against the dim light. The figure doesn't seem to acknowledge the camera, it just glides along the corridor. Now, you know how I feel about hospitals. They are some of the most spiritually charged places on Earth because of the constant life and death. There's a heavy energy and emotions lingering in every room. So when someone says they've been seeing something paranormal there, well, I'm more inclined to believe them. Some are saying what we're seeing here could be the Grim Reaper or some kind of entity connected to the souls of the departed. Others believe it's a shadow person. But what do you think? Now, this next one is really strange. While taking a quiet walk by the ocean, someone caught something on camera that left viewers completely speechless. Out there on a rock, just sitting calmly above the waves, was what looked like an ape-human hybrid. Its body posture and movement were animalistic, yet its skin was a very human-like texture and no fur. The figure appeared to be sitting watching the water, but the moment it noticed the person filming, it leapt into the ocean. And as it jumped, you could see a tail. Not a fish tail or a mermaid-like fin, but a fleshy human-looking tail that moved naturally with its body as it dove into the water. Now, this footage has caused a massive stir online. Some believe what we're looking at could be an ancient oceanoid species from a bunch of early humanoids that adapted to the sea instead of land. It ties into a long-standing theory in the oceanoid community that certain intelligent marine humanoids could have existed long before modern humans claimed the land. But of course, others argue this might just be another AI generation, and to be fair, with the level of realism we're seeing in AI visuals these days, that's entirely possible. What say you? It seems today's video is just packed with unbelievable stories, and this next one will blow your mind. Back in 2016 in Spain, there was a 14-year-old girl named Clara Lopez who was at her gymnastics practice when she had a nasty fall and hit her head really hard. She was immediately rushed to the hospital and doctors diagnosed her with a mild concussion, nothing too alarming. They gave her some medication and she went to sleep. But when Clara woke up, something utterly bizarre had happened. The only language she could speak was fluent Japanese. Her parents were in total shock because Clara had never been to Japan, never studied the language, and had absolutely no connection to anything Japanese. Doctors were equally baffled and couldn't explain what was going on. The only thing they could come up with was something called foreign language syndrome, a rare condition where trauma to the brain actually suddenly causes an unexplained change in language ability. But even that explanation didn't quite fit, since Clara's injury was mild, far from the kind of trauma that would specifically trigger such a phenomenon. About 3 weeks later, the Japanese suddenly stopped. Clara woke up one day speaking fluent Spanish again like nothing had ever happened. She couldn't remember speaking Japanese at all, and to this day she's no idea how she was able to do it. Doctors still can't explain it. Some people believe the story isn't real, while others argue it could be a genuine case of how mysterious the human brain really is. In Paraguay, there's a legend that has lingered through generations, and it's the story of J.C. Jeter, one of the 7 cursed children of the evil spirit Tao and the beautiful maiden Karata. Among all his monstrous siblings, J.C. Jeter stands out as the beautiful one. They say he appears as a small child, no older than 7 or 8, with silky blonde hair, fair skin, and sometimes piercing blue eyes that seem to glow faintly in the dark. He's often seen carrying a golden staff or cane, which, according to folklore, holds his power. But don't let his innocent appearance fool you. His presence is said to be deeply unsettling. His smile just a little too still, his eyes lingering too long. According to the legend, J.C. Jeter roams the forest, luring children to wander too far from home. Some say he entices them with sweet words, playing with them for hours before leading them deeper into the woods. What happens next, however, depends on who tells the story. One version says he delivers the lost children to his cannibalistic brother. Another, more merciful version claims that J.C. Jeter returns the children safely home, but only after leaving them unable to recall what happened or where they'd been. But this legend isn't just confined to folklore books. Back in 2021, a strange sighting reignited the tale. A local resident claimed to have seen what looked like a young blonde-haired child wandering alone in the forest near a rural area. The child's skin was pale and their hair shimmered gold. Concerned, the witness called the authorities. Police searched the area but found no trace of any child, and no missing child had been reported in the region. That's when whispers began spreading again that what the witness saw that day wasn't a child at all, but J.C. Jeter himself. Back in the day, the idea of human immortality sounded far-fetched, but over the years, technology has started turning the impossible into possible. We're talking about real breakthroughs that, when combined, could reshape life and death as we know them. Cryonics, for instance, freezes human bodies after death in the hope of revival in the future. Nanobots are microscopic machines capable of repairing cells, healing damaged organs, and maybe even reversing aging from the inside. Digital mind uploading allows you to store your entire consciousness, memories, and personality on the cloud, and eventually download yourself into another body. Gene editing gives scientists the power to rewrite DNA, fixing or enhancing genes. It's literally playing God. 3D printed organs like hearts, livers, and lungs are being grown layer by layer. AI diagnostics can predict diseases decades before they even appear. Stem cell regeneration can reverse aging at a cellular level. Cryonic for the brain can preserve the mind for resurrection in the future. Immune reprogramming could give your body eternal defense against illness. Quantum medicine uses the computing power of the universe itself to decode life and death. When you piece all of this together, what do you get? The blueprint for immortality. If you can download your mind into a new body, does death still mean anything? If your organs never age, what happens to your soul? Some say this is the next step in human evolution. Others say it's humans playing God. But maybe the real question isn't can we live forever? It's should we? I think we're playing God a little bit too much now. I think that when you're born and you got the one body, regardless of how long you're alive for, whether you live 250 years or you live 10, once it's done, and you should just, nature should just take its course. I'm not sure any of this is any good. Always make sure you have the right people around you, especially if you're someone who depends on others. There's a story about a legally blind woman who shared a frightening encounter she had at a club with her friend. She went out at night and a friend was supposed to be her watchful companion, guiding her and keeping her safe. She was on the dance floor enjoying herself when she started dancing with a man. Being blind, she couldn't see him, but somehow she found out he was a famous footballer. Later, her friend came to join her and ended up dancing on the side with the man. She was having fun until she realized she hadn't heard from her friend for a while. Normally, they communicated frequently, so she would know her friend was nearby. Panicked, she called out but got no response. She then turned on her phone and it read a message from her friend. "I left, I'm so sorry, make sure you get home safe." Imagine being blind, dependent on someone for guidance, and suddenly realizing that person has left you alone in a crowded club. It could have turned into a very dangerous situation.
I am totally blind. I do not have any eyesight at all. I cannot see anything. I cannot see light. I cannot see colors. I cannot see shadows. And sometimes you want to depend on your friends. And you depend on people that you trust. And she leaves me on the dance floor at a nightclub by myself. Okay? Do y'all know what that feels like? I was so afraid.
Back in 2023, two friends went hiking on a glacier when they noticed something strange on the side of the icy slope. It was a humanoid-shaped figure walking down. At first, they thought it was just another hiker, so they shouted out to get the person's attention. But what happened next was unsettling. The figure stopped walking as if it had heard them, and then, after a brief pause, continued moving down the glacier. The two friends started recording, but the figure was far enough away that all they could see was its dark outline moving with uncanny smoothness. The way it moved didn't seem human. It was too fluid, and it covered a lot of ground in just a few seconds. Any normal person would have been cautious, taking slow, careful steps to avoid slipping on the ice. When experts later analyzed the footage, they confirmed that it didn't resemble a bear or any known animal that walks upright, and no ordinary person could have moved that fast, that smoothly on such dangerous terrain. So what exactly was it? In this footage, we can see two raccoons on the ground and a deer floating in the air. Seems the camera captured the image at the right time. What do you think was happening when this photo was taken? Could it be a secret woodland talent show where the deer is auditioning for a role in Santa's sleigh, aiming to be the next Rudolph? Or perhaps it's just a classic case of a levitating deer casually showcasing its supernatural powers to a pair of bewildered raccoons. Now, before we dive into the realms of conspiracy theories or animal shenanigans, let's have a little fun. Drop your wild and whimsical interpretations in the comments below. Gather round, O ye nature enthusiasts, because we've got a circus act straight from the woods. Some hikers in the woods came across this spectacle, a leaf floating in mid-air. I mean, we could attribute the levitation of the leaf to the wind, but there's no sign of the wind making us believe that there could be more to this. Some keen observers suspected that it could be a silkworm or spiderweb delicately holding up the leaf in a nearly invisible embrace. While that sounds logical, it's hard to prove or disprove because we literally can't see it. Nature, it seems, always has a trick or two up its sleeve. What's your take on this leafly ballet? Just take a look at this. It's a waterfall of fire cascading down the mountain, creating a mesmerizing scene before my eyes.
It just won't stop.
This is the legendary Yosemite firefall, a spectacle that occurs every year from mid to late February when the sunset hits Yosemite's Horsetail Fall at a particular angle, giving it the illusion of a molten lava-like stream of fire. The contrast between the bright orange and red hues of the firefall and the dark, rugged landscape of the mountain creates an awe-inspiring vision that's hard to replicate. The Yosemite firefall is a phenomenon that has been captivating people's imaginations for decades. It's a rare occurrence, and it lasts only for a short period, making it all the more special. It's a remarkable reminder of how nature can be both beautiful and powerful, and it's an unforgettable experience for anyone lucky enough to have witnessed it. If the devil were to walk among us, perhaps this is the form he would take. This chilling encounter was reported by someone who stumbled upon this enigmatic being perched on a hill in the dead of night. With its back turned to the camera, the creature's silhouette reveals a pair of ominous wings unfurling from its back and a horn-like projection. While it's reminiscent of the Gargoyle, this entity appears larger and more human-like, evoking an unsettling aura of malevolence. Could this truly be the devil manifesting in our midst, or is there another explanation for this unearthly presence? Humans often think that they're very creative and have a better understanding of everything, but this footage might just humble you. Here we have an animal on a table. My question is, what animal do you think that is? I know someone will say it's an absurd question because it's obvious we're looking at a dog, but wait until the creature moves. See, I got you. That was a white cat. It just had some dark spots on its back that made it look like the head of a dog when lying down. I bet this cat could be lying down among dogs and they would not even notice. This is like the premium version of a body makeover. A chameleon could never. It's been a while since we've had this, but thought it might be the best time to have it returned. This is the bonus segment where you get to tell me what it is that we're dealing with. Once you believe you have an answer, just type it in the comments section and we'll send a shout out to whoever has the first right answer. So, what is this? If you know the answer, you know what to do. Start your answer with the word bonus so we can easily find it. Tell us what the creature is and why it looks the way it looks in the capture. All the best. A couple were enjoying a peaceful camping trip in the forest until they discovered a strange print on the car window. Upon closer inspection, they realized it was a handprint that looked greasy and emitted an unpleasant odor. Initially, the man thought that his girlfriend was playing a prank on him, but she insisted that she had nothing to do with it.
I swear to God I'm not with you. That is what me up right there.
The handprint was slightly larger than that of a human and had distinctive features that resembled those of an animal, specifically a primate. It was a puzzling sight, and they couldn't help but wonder which animal could have left such a mark. Could it be a monkey, an ape, a gorilla, the legendary Bigfoot, or the famed and even more elusive Dogman? They carefully examined the print, trying to discern any clues that could help them solve this mystery. I have my own theories too, but today I want to hear yours. What do you think could have left such a mark? After a tsunami hit Japan, this creature was found washed up on the shores. It looks like a jellyfish without its tentacles. It was pinkish, and when someone used a stick to turn it over, they found the opening and its surface were sticky. As if this was not weird enough, someone decides to pour a bottle of Coke over this mysterious being, and to everyone's amazement, it reacts by shooting out white fluids. So what in the world could this strange creature possibly be? Is it a denizen of the deep, or perhaps it's an entirely new species previously unknown to science until this very moment? The extraterrestrial saga continues, this time with a dash of mystery from the Philippines. In the sky, there appear to be some disc-like looking things in the sky, and there are a lot of them. If you're wondering what they are like we are, know that the possibilities are as diverse as a galactic buffet. On one hand, it could be a fleet of cosmic cruisers making a pit stop in the Philippine skies. On the other hand, there's the chance that it's a clever optical illusion playing tricks on our terrestrial minds from the confines of the office. What do you think, though? This next tale takes us deep into the heart of the unknown. While camping in the woods, a man began to hear strange noises and decided to investigate. He set up trail cameras in the area, hoping to capture whatever was making the noise. When he retrieved the trail cam device, he was shocked at what he saw. There, roaming in the woods, was this strange creature. It's a humanoid creature with a face that almost looks like a skeleton. The posture of the creature was like the zombies from The Walking Dead. Some members of the paranormal community believed that this could be a skinwalker, while others suggested that it is a zombie. But it could also just be a person in a costume playing a prank. Given the limited visibility, we can only speculate. As to what this creature is, we cannot say for sure. Can you? Do you remember the peculiar anomaly that caught our attention in Africa at the beginning of April? Well, it's resurfaced again, but this time it was observed near Antarctica not too far from South Africa. Reports suggest that huge waves were seen swamping over the area, which is quite intriguing. However, further investigation reveals that such waves are not entirely uncommon in South Africa. Similar occurrences have been reported in locations like Queensbury Bay and East London. A user on one of our platforms made a profound input on the subject. Someone needs to look up this old video. Something like 15 years ago, there was a satellite image of waves reaching over 100 feet. It was in this area. That's why cargo ships don't travel the roof directly across South America. Ships get ripped apart. I'm sure there is something going on, but this has been well documented for decades. I remember the video as well from cargo ships of waves covering these massive ships. Naturally, the masses believe something odd is happening here, perhaps a secret government project causing these strange occurrences. They still hold on to the idea that even if it's not a government project, the government is covering things up. Our scientists tell it that these waves are caused by a combination of factors, including strong winds, ocean currents, and underwater topography. This causes them to sometimes reach heights of over 30 meters, making them a significant danger to ships and other vessels. So are these waves just waves, or could there be more to them? Has your food ever tried to escape from your plate? I'm not talking about live food, no. I mean a freshly prepared meal. Well, no. Take a look at this clip. Yep, this is real. We did our research and confirmed the clip was very authentic. So what are we dealing with here? Well, a number of individuals believe the meat is possessed. While that sounds interesting, I'm actually wondering why spirits would want to possess meat. Does it have some nutritional value, or does it allow them access to the bodies of those who consume it? Well, that will be interesting to ponder. It turns out it's not really the case. After some hours of researching, we found out what you are seeing on your screens is now perfectly normal. It turns out that whenever freshly chopped animal meat appears to move, it's often due to nerve endings that haven't completely died yet. Even after an animal is slaughtered, some nerve impulses can still fire off, causing muscles to contract and twitch. This phenomenon could make it seem like the meat is moving, just like we're seeing, but it's just the result of residual nerve activity. Additionally, certain chemical reactions and electrical impulses within the muscle tissues can contribute to these movements. It's more common in freshly slaughtered meat and tends to subside as the meat begins to cool and rigor mortis sets in. What do you think, though? Do you agree? Well, some in the original post didn't think so. Take a look at some of my favorite comments. If aliens were among us, I believe they would be hiding among us or camouflaged somewhere like the skies, and this footage right here is why I'm so sure of this theory. Someone filmed a rather odd cloud floating rather closer to the Earth than the other clouds. It looked much darker than the other clouds and moved at a very fast pace. Upon zooming in, the cloud appears to be connected to some kind of machine. I'm pretty sure that this is some type of alien spy tech, but they don't seem to be doing a good job hiding it because the clouds look so uncloudy. Next, let's take a look at a wonder that happened on Troutbeck Lake, England. A family visited their holiday home, but it seems that vacation had a lot more installed for them than they had planned. There on the fields were hundreds of sheep frozen in place. They'd been stuck like that for hours, and the spectators started to get concerned. The shepherds in the area said it was no cause for alarm because this was nothing unusual. They said that this could have been the result of the temperature change. They'd given their answer, but this scene here makes me believe that there is something curious going on. Can you do the split? I know a majority of us here can't do it. I must confess I can't. What if I told you I met a mouse that could? Don't believe me? Watch. Yeah, that's a mouse doing the split. We're not exactly sure how it got there, but it's remaining there by doing the split. My team thinks it was trying to escape the humans, and that's not impossible. When survival mode kicks in, it's amazing the things we can do. A split would have been the last thing on my mind, but here it is. There's also the possibility that the people recording it put it there to garner views, but that would just be cruel. Enjoy the natural split. Something beautiful, something exquisite, something rare. Take a look. Now what are we looking at here? A strange-looking cat-like creature in the forest. What could this guy be? Well, this is a Jaguarundi. For those unfamiliar with it, the Jaguarundi is a fascinating wild cat that could be found across the Americas. It's a medium-sized animal with a unique appearance characterized by a small head, a long, slender body, and short legs. The Jaguarundi's coat can vary from reddish-brown to grayish-brown, and it has a long, bushy tail that's often darker at the tip. This wild cat is a solitary and elusive creature, which makes it quite challenging to spot in the wild. It's known to be active during both the day and night as it hunts for small mammals, reptiles, and birds. The Jaguarundi's diet is quite diverse, and it can feed on anything from rodents to lizards to small birds. The Jaguarundi is a quiet and relatively calm animal. It's not particularly aggressive and will usually avoid humans if possible. However, it is still a wild animal and should be treated with caution and respect if encountered in the wild. Where does this rank on your list of favorite cats? Let us know in the comments section. You might want to hold on to your adventure hats because it seems the sewers have become the newest chapter in the book of strange sightings. A YouTube crew embarked on a sewer expedition but ended up coming across a creature straight out of the Mesozoic era. The sewer-dwelling enigma zips by, revealing itself as a creature that wouldn't be out of place in a dinosaur documentary. Are we witnessing a secret society of urban dinosaurs, or did a time-traveling T-Rex take a wrong turn and end up in the wrong millennium? Although we may never have the answer to this, my money is on the first. What about you? Animals have their natural habitats, so it's sometimes curious to see them in places where they're not supposed to be. In this footage, for instance, taken in a sewer pipe, an unexpected creature was spotted nestled in the sewers: an alligator. Alligators are known to live in fresh water, swamps, marshes, or lakes, so how did it make their way into the sewer? At first glance, you might think this gator took a wrong turn at the swamp, but considering its size, it likely got swept into the sewers during some wild water escapade. Many stories have circulated about people who have allegedly captured footage of skinwalkers, but this particular video is especially intriguing. It shows a skinwalker during a transformation. The incident took place in the Skinwalker Ranch, where the person was walking through a deserted area when they stumbled upon a strange-looking creature perched on the rocks. At first glance, it seemed like a crouched human, but as the person kept filming, they noticed that the creature was transforming into a cat-like being. The transformation appeared to start from the feet and move up to the head. As the creature continued to transform, it became more apparent that this was a dark-colored panther. Once the transformation was complete, the panther jumped over the rocks and walked off into the wilderness. It was an eerie sight to behold, and the person recording the video was visibly shaken by the experience. This type of behavior is typical of skinwalkers, which are believed to be shapeshifters who can transform into any animal they desire. What are your thoughts on this intriguing and mysterious encounter? Another day, another UFO sighting, but this time with a twist. Witnesses report an unconventional craft hovering in the sky resembling an acorn. While saucers and octopus-shaped UFOs often dominate the reports, this sighting introduces a new and intriguing variation to the mix. The peculiar shape of the craft sparks a wave of speculation and intrigue among enthusiasts and skeptics alike. Could this unconventional design hint at a new wave of extraterrestrial technology, or is there a more earthly explanation waiting to be uncovered? Julius calls it fake, but what do you guys also think? What do you think is happening here? Personally, I thought it was some voodoo magic, but after a little research, I found out that he was preparing puffed rice, an Indian delicacy. Basically, what he's doing is placing rice in hot sand, causing it to expand. Afterwards, the puffed rice is carefully collected and any residual sand is sifted out. This method is akin to the process of making popcorn. It's a traditional practice, especially in India, where it goes by different local names like chamuri or puri in certain areas. It's a harmless and widely used ingredient in various delightful recipes. I don't know about you, but all of a sudden it's something I want to try. If you thought that was weird, you might want to hold onto your feathers because we've got a bird breaking all the rules of avian physics. We know you've seen birds fly, but have you seen them do this? Now, this isn't your typical bird flight routine. No, sir. This bird's got moves that could leave David Blaine scratching his head. The feathered creature gracefully takes one step at a time so calmly, like it's a normal thing to do. It's as if there were invisible stairs in the sky. Is it a case of feathered magic, or could this be an elaborate hoax to make fun of us? While I want to believe something like this is possible, it clearly has to be edited. It can't be real. Or can it? An observer from a distance saw a group of bulls dashing in front of the woodlands in Alberta, Canada. While watching the herd, the observer noticed something else walking by. As they looked closer, they realized that it was a massive, furry creature with broad shoulders and a coned head. The creature's size and description fit the description of a Bigfoot, a legendary ape-like creature that's believed to inhabit remote forests and mountainous regions across North America. This video footage of UFOs flying over the surface of the moon was captured via telescope on Earth. The video shows multiple unidentified flying objects appearing to fly in formation over the moon's surface. All the objects have different shapes and sizes which don't match the tech that we have here on Earth. This has sparked a lot of debate among people who are interested in extraterrestrial life. Some people believe that these objects are proof of the existence of aliens on the moon, while skeptics believe that they are simply satellites or debris in space. There have been age-old conspiracies about the existence of aliens on the moon, and this video has reignited discussions about them. Some people have suggested that there might be a secret base on the moon that's being used by aliens, while others think that these objects might be evidence of secret government operations. They may be simply debris or satellites, but it's also possible that there's something else entirely. What do you think? I know you're waiting for the next clip, but my new friend Bigfoot asked me to ask you if you have liked and subscribed, and if you haven't, please do so now. Thank you. If you wanted proof that the government knows about zombies and is experimenting with them, then this footage is the one for you.
That's another thing. You don't want wild animals eating this stuff.
No, it's seldom they turn to zombies because it's mostly a human strain, I guess. But
Yeah, it's more of the zombies carrying it, or more of the animals carrying it to another person, biting a person, kind of like rabies, but...
If this is to be believed, and if this is true, then we certainly have a zombie apocalypse on our hands. What do you think about what the specialist said? Is this footage real, or is it just a couple of military men making fun of those of us who believe in zombies? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Well, buckle up for this tale of someone who seems to have a direct line with destiny, and death himself might be scratching his head in confusion. While crossing the road to meet up with the man filming her, a car came crushing toward her, but stopped abruptly at her feet without causing any damage to her. It seems she's not aware that she just escaped death because she just walks on like nothing happened. On the other hand, let's take a look at the car. The car seems to have crushed into an invisible wall because the hood of the car was messed up. Did she have an angel protecting her she couldn't see, or was there something else at play? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. On that note, if you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed to the channel yet, please do so now. It really helps us out a ton and gives us the opportunity to make these videos for you. So please do so and share this video with your friends and family. Thank you very much. In this next clip, you can see a man using a metal thing to strike a rock. The rock, which was initially gray, suddenly turns red within a matter of seconds. This is quite unusual, as rocks are typically considered non-living and shouldn't react to being hit. Various commenters have offered their theories in an attempt to explain this phenomenon. Some have suggested that the rock is a type of red stone that changes color when struck. Several others have suggested that the rock may contain either magnesium or magnetite. Magnetite is a natural stone that has magnetic properties. One commenter clarified that magnetite has natural magnetic south properties, which means that it can attract or repel other magnets. While these are interesting observations, they don't truly explain what exactly caused the rock to turn red. Rocks aren't exactly my thing, so can you help? Or is this just a paranormal occurrence? When I saw this, the first thing that came to mind was possessed, but then again I thought to myself, perhaps there might be a medical explanation for this, and so I did some research and discovered that there's not. There's no condition that makes the eye as dark as we see. I turned to my paranormal groups, and it turns out my instincts were right. This has to do with paranormal entities that take the form of children to beg for help and, well, do horrible things to those who help them later. This child, on the other hand, looks cute and appears to be with a family. Could our hypothesis be wrong? Could the child have been replaced by some vile spirit, or is this a medical condition I didn't discover in my research? So many questions and yet no answers. Whatever the situation, I can't help but feel sad for the baby, if it is indeed one. Poor baby. Humans have been on Earth for thousands of years, yet there are still some things that we cannot explain and have not figured out yet. Our next footage is one of those. A man observed a ball resembling a flame descending from the sky with a fiery tail trailing behind it. What could it possibly be? The potential explanations are as vast as the night sky. It might be a meteor performing its fiery swan song as it streaks through Earth's atmosphere. Alternatively, it could be a stray piece of space debris opting for a spectacular light display during its descent. Now, while scientists might have a field day speculating about its celestial origins, for the rest of us, it's a gentle reminder that, despite our technological prowess, the universe still has a few tricks up its sleeve that leaves us in a marvel. Before you watch the next clip, could you please hit the like button, subscribe, and even drop a comment if you haven't already? It goes a long way to make it possible to create more videos for you. Thank you for doing so. Moving back to the day's episode, guess what the sea tossed our way this time? Brace yourself for this epic capture from Russia. These men stumbled upon a colossal crab that made them question life. I mean, we're talking about a crab so massive it could probably serve a seafood feast for the entire neighborhood. The crab is black with spikes all over its legs. Seeing this even on screen made my heart sink. Are we dealing with some mutant crab species, or are there mad scientists concocting supersized creatures in a secret underwater lab? While I want to believe it's one of these, there's also the probability of it not being real. I mean, how else do you explain the crab not attacking despite them being so clean? It's been a while, but we're back with it. Our community has been buzzing of late, and I thought, what better way to recognize some of you than to give you all another one of our bonus clips. Could you tell me what this is? If you can, please do tell me in the comments section. Start your comment with bonus and write the name of the creature as well as one fact on it. The best 5 comments will be featured in our next video. Good luck. Do you believe monsters exist? No? Well, how do you explain this? If this clip were taken in the ocean, I'd argue it was some species of octopus, but this was clearly recorded on land. The last time I checked, we didn't have such creatures living amongst us. Unless, of course, it's an undiscovered species of land animal. Everything would make sense if it were, but that doesn't appear to be the case. Once this hit our paranormal groups, it naturally went viral and the debate started. Some believed that this was a previously unknown species. Some also argued that this had to be alien. Others thought it was a mechanical device that had been perfectly positioned to appear as though it were alive. Others thought it was CGI and clearly a hoax. Personally, I don't have an opinion and I can't say for sure what it is, but I'm tempted to take the side of it being a mechanically set up device. Why? The answer is simple. Take a good look at the clip and you will realize that the creature, if we can call it that, only moves to and fro in a perfectly straight line. If this were real, I doubt any creature would move like that, especially when it's being threatened. The arms are also just moving around without any clear direction, almost as if it's some mechanical device that's been programmed to do so. You don't have to take my word for it, though. Perhaps that's the spirit of skepticism at work in me. Anyway, what do you guys think? A passenger flying over the enigmatic Area 51 captured this fascinating sight below. Amidst the barren desert landscape, they spotted a mountain-like structure that stood out against the rugged terrain. As much as I would want to confirm their thoughts of it being alien, what they witnessed was none other than the Mud Springs volcano. Yeah, at least that's what the government and its scientists want us to believe. The Mud Springs volcano, a dormant volcanic formation, rises prominently in the area. Its rugged slopes and unique geological features make it a striking landmark in this mysterious region. Despite its dormancy, the volcano's presence adds to the intrigue of the already secretive and heavily guarded Area 51. Area 51 is a place shrouded in secrecy and the subject of numerous conspiracy theories. It's known for its association with UFO sightings and classified military projects. So could there be more to this volcano, or is this all there is to it? Meet the galaxy frog, and no, it's not from outer space, although it's a black frog adorned with stunning white spots. This remarkable amphibian is called the galaxy frog. Its unique patterns of white spots scattered across its dark skin make it look like a piece of the night sky brought to life. It's no wonder it's called the galaxy frog. It really does resemble a miniature galaxy, with stars dotting the dark expanse of its body. These frogs are not just a visual marvel, they're also an important part of the ecosystem. Frogs like the galaxy frog play crucial roles in maintaining the health of their habitats by controlling insect populations and serving as indicators of environmental health. Their presence often signals a well-balanced ecosystem. I'm not entirely certain if this is a glitch in the Matrix or some sort of meteor shower gone awry. Those peculiar lights descending from the sky and plunging into the river are certainly out of the ordinary. While some speculate that it might be fireworks cascading into the water, we can't be entirely certain of that explanation. There's an eerie quality to the event that leaves room for doubt. What's your take on it? This video was recorded on February the 4th, 2024 from a passenger plane flying at 30,000 feet. While filming, the camera captured a peculiar object hidden among the clouds beneath the plane. The craft was not immediately visible as it did not resemble your typical aircraft or any other known object for that matter. It's unclear why the craft was hidden among the clouds, and this raises many questions about its origin and purpose. Could it be some sort of experimental aircraft or perhaps a hidden military vehicle? Alternatively, some have suggested that it could be a case of pareidolia, the tendency for the human brain to perceive patterns and shapes where none exist. Regardless of its true nature, this strange sighting has sparked a great deal of curiosity and speculation among those who've seen the footage. Many are eager to learn more about the craft and what it could mean for the future of aviation and space travel. Moving on to something more realistic, we've got tracks that were discovered near the Meek Cabin Mountains. You see these footprints, don't you? Just at first glance, you can tell that although those prints look human, they are in no way human dimensions. The individual who discovered these prints stated that this wasn't the first time his family had come into contact with such prints near the Meek Cabin Mountains. The area has long been described as a Bigfoot hotspot, and although he himself hadn't seen a Bigfoot in the area, his sister had. The experience was allegedly so serious and so traumatizing for the lady that she's refused to talk about it. For a Bigfoot enthusiast, seeing the big guy will be nothing more than a dream come true. Any silence would be in awe and not in fear. For the ordinary person, however, the response would be one of shock and fear. This is probably what's happened to his sister. How can we be sure she really saw a Bigfoot? Well, most individuals who've been to the area describe seeing such a being there. And it was not just a hearsay kind of thing. There were always footprints belonging to a huge being or creature there, just like seen in the capture. What do you guys think, though? Real or not? Let me know in the comment section. Here we have yet another strange and mesmerizing creature discovered in the depths of the ocean. This time, we have some information on it. Meet the Alida Wilami, a marine worm that looks like something straight out of a science fiction movie. The Alida Wilami is a species of polycut worm, known for its striking appearance and unusual characteristics. Its body is segmented, and it possesses numerous bristles along its sides, which it uses for movements. But what truly sets this creature apart is its otherworldly appearance. With its vibrant colors and almost alien-like structure, it looks like it belongs on a distant planet rather than in our oceans. Polychaete worms like the Alida Wilami play crucial roles in their ecosystems. They burrow into the seabed, helping to aerate the sediment and recycle nutrients. Despite their importance, many of these creatures remain relatively unknown, hidden away in the vast and unexplored depths of the ocean. Next, we have this massive, pale-colored creature emerge from the water, resembling a giant tongue as it wriggles with an eerie grace. But here's the kicker. This peculiar entity is devoid of any discernible features. No eyes, no nose, just a smooth, featureless surface undulating in the currents. Now, what could this mysterious phenomenon possibly be? Is it a previously undiscovered sea creature lurking in the depths and defying all attempts at classification? Or could it be a relic of some ancient, otherworldly entity emerging to confound and astonish unsuspecting observers? The possibilities are as vast as the ocean itself, leaving us to wonder and speculate about the secrets that lie beneath the waves. During the winter of 2018, a hiker was taking a leisurely walk through the snow-covered terrain of Oklahoma when he stumbled upon a strange and unusual footprint. Upon closer examination, the hiker realized that it was not a footprint of a regular animal, but had 3 distinct clawed toes and an upper part of the foot that was wider than the lower part. The hiker took a picture of the print with his foot beside it to show the stark difference in size. It was clear that this print was much larger than a regular animal's, leading to the assumption that it was made by a big animal. But what animal exactly could it be? After sharing the picture online, some suggested that it could be the footprint of a dogman, a cryptid creature that is said to have the characteristics of both a human and a canine. While there's no concrete evidence to support this theory, the strange characteristics of the footprint have certainly piqued the curiosity of many. What do you think about this intriguing discovery? Take a look at this display of nature's power and terror. Someone captured this breathtaking footage of what appears to be a funnel cloud turning into a tornado. This footage was taken in Chihuahua, Mexico. Imagine standing there, watching as the whirling funnel clouds descends from the sky, gradually touching down and transforming into a full-blown tornado. The raw power and unpredictability of nature in action are both awe-inspiring and terrifying. Tornadoes are one of the most powerful and destructive weather phenomena on Earth, capable of causing immense damage in a matter of minutes. The sight of one forming before your eyes is a stark reminder of the sheer force of nature and how small we are in comparison. Have you ever witnessed a tornado or other extreme weather events in person? Share your experience. Archaeologists have made a jaw-dropping discovery in Egypt, a pharaoh with a reptilian face. This creature, said to have a leathery texture to its skin, has led them to believe that it's not a statue but an actual being. This creature stands an astonishing 9 feet tall and has a wound under its left armpit, which archaeologists believe must have been the cause of its death. This fascinating find was uncovered in an unmarked grave in the Valley of the Kings, a place known for its rich history and royal burials. The implications of this discovery are enormous. Could this be proof of reptilian beings on Earth? For years, theories about reptilian creatures, often linked to myths and conspiracy theories, have been floating around. This find could potentially validate those stories. Either way, the discovery raises many questions. Who was this creature? How did it come to be buried in the Valley of the Kings? What was its role in ancient Egyptian society? And most intriguingly, could there have been more of these beings living among humans in the past? According to reports, an alleged UFO crash occurred in Russia in 1937. The incident involved extraterrestrial beings, and some of their bodies were recovered from the crash site. However, these beings were already dead. The incident was initially kept under wraps, but over time, people began talking about it, and some footage has emerged that is believed to be evidence of the incident. The footage shows the corpse of a being lying on the ground. However, what's interesting is that the being appears to look eerily similar to an emaciated human body rather than a stereotypical image of an alien we often see in movies. The being's physical features include long fingers, a large head, and an elongated body. The video has sparked a lot of debate, with many people in the comments section suggesting that the being may not be alien after all. Naturally, the incident is one of many that have fueled speculation about the existence of extraterrestrial life and the possible interactions with humans. While the truth about this incident may never be fully known, it remains intriguing. So what do you think? Is this an actual alien or just a hoax? Moving away from aliens, what are your thoughts on beings living in the underground, aka our sewage systems? Sounds comical, right? Well, how'd you explain this? Yep, these were captured by everyday folk like you and I. These are random encounters that showed individuals or people picking things from the surface world. I know it sounds funny, but there have been many instances like this. What do you think might be going on in such situations? Some have suggested they are kids playing, but that wouldn't make sense. Which parent would allow their kids to play in the sewage systems? How did they get there in the first place? Others have also suggested that they may be demons trying to make it to the surface world. Now, this seems like it's overreaching a bit. If demons can escape hell, I doubt our sewage systems would be capable of holding them. Forgive me for sounding pessimistic, but I'm just thinking through these facts. What do you guys think, though? Could there be a reason why these things are coming up, or do you think the entire thing is a hoax? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. Just look at this footage right here. The clouds in the sky appear to be in flames. How is this possible? Well, it's not as impossible as it seems. What you're witnessing is a phenomenon known as a fire rainbow or circumhorizontal arc. This happens when sunlight passes through ice crystals in cirrus clouds high in the atmosphere. The light refracts and creates a spectrum of colors, giving the appearance that the clouds are on fire. These fire rainbows are rare and require very specific conditions to form. The sun has to be high in the sky at an angle of 58 degrees or more, and the ice crystals in the clouds must be plate-shaped and aligned horizontally to refract the light just right. So while it might look like the sky itself is burning, it's actually a stunning optical illusion created by nature. Have you heard of the infamous Alpine Loop sighting in Utah? The Alpine Loop, a scenic byway winding through the Uinta-Wasatch National Forest, is renowned for its breathtaking views and natural beauty. But it's also known for something far more mysterious, sightings of unusual lights or objects in the sky. Drivers and hikers along the Alpine route have reported seeing bright lights, unexplained aerial movements, and other strange occurrences that defy easy explanation. In this particular footage, a hiker was exploring the Alpine Loop when he came across something truly astonishing. Moving from afar among the dried-up tall grass was a dark, massive figure towering over the nearby trees. The owner of the footage believes this is a Bigfoot sighting. Given the history of the strange occurrences and unexplained sightings in the Alpine Loop area, this footage adds another layer of intrigue. The possibility of encountering a Bigfoot, a creature that has fueled countless myths and stories, makes the sighting even more captivating. So what are your thoughts? Is this footage genuine evidence of Bigfoot lurking in the Alpine Loop, Or could there be another explanation? Through the centuries, the world map has undergone numerous transformations, and even now, new territories are still being discovered on our planet.
Around any of these areas, okay? There's North America, South America, Africa, India, Russia, China. Okay, so very similar to this map.
In this clip, a man showcases an updated world map and an old one from 1587, highlighting the differences between the two.
Australia. There is no Australia here because it hasn't been discovered yet. This is 1587. Australia wasn't discovered until 1606. So that's why that's not there. But my main question is...
One of the significant observations made was the lack of Australia on the old map. This raises the question of how a continent so vast could have been unknown to the cartographers of that era. Similarly, Antarctica was also not present on the old map, and the regions were considered as land. The question arises as to whether the lack of these territories was due to a lack of knowledge at the time, or if there is more to it. Some people even speculate that the existence of Antarctica is a scam. What do you think? And before our final video for the day, take a look at my favorite comment from the original post. Do you get it?
All this land. And second thing, what froze them? What happened between 1587 and 1892 where those areas got frozen?
Still on creatures from the lower depths, take a look at this clip. What does it remind you of? What does this look like? It's not too hard to guess. A lower body that looks fishy and an upper body that's, well, human. That's gotta be a mermaid, hasn't it? The body proportions, however, defy what we normally see, and there's something odd about the clip. I just can't put my finger on it. It offsets the whole thing and prevents it from feeling like the usual clips we see of mermaids. I just can't put my finger on it, but can you help? This mysterious photograph has recently surfaced from an anonymous man in Pagosa Springs, Colorado. The image taken 13 years ago during a camping trip near Square Top Mountain depicts a figure that has ignited a wave of speculation among Bigfoot enthusiasts. Captured in the Arapaho and Roosevelt National Forests just west of Denver, the photograph shows a distinct figure amidst the dense wilderness. Shrouded in foliage, the figure's shape and size have led some to believe it could be the elusive Bigfoot, a creature long rumored to inhabit such remote areas. For experts in cryptozoology, the excitement around such sighting hinges on the clarity of the photograph and the details surrounding its capture. The rugged terrain and isolation of Square Top Mountain provide a plausible backdrop for encountering such a legendary creature. The dense forests and expansive wilderness of this region make it an ideal setting for a creature like Bigfoot to remain hidden from human eyes. A resident in a neighborhood was out one night when he noticed something unusual. Above one of the buildings, there was a green light, and from this green light were green lasers moving back and forth across the sky. The first thing that came to the minds of many was that this was some sort of UFO activity. The way the lasers move, the intensity of the green light, and the sheer strangeness of the scene make this theory probable. Some members of the paranormal platform, however, believe that this is nothing more than a drone equipped with lasers. Perhaps someone was using it for a light show or some sort of event. Drones can perform incredible light displays, and with the increasing accessibility of a high-tech drone, it's plausible that this could be an elaborate setup by a tech enthusiast or an artist. What do you make of this? Is it just a drone with lasers, or could it be something more otherworldly? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. This image was taken in North Queensland, Australia. According to the witness, while walking through the bush, he spotted a strange-looking creature standing silently in the bushes staring back at him. He described the creature as not very big, but smaller than a human and covered in dark fur. The witness had never seen anything like it before. Fortunately, he was able to quickly snap a picture before the creature took off. The image is now being examined by experts to determine what the creature could be. While it's uncertain, some have speculated that it could be an Australian yowie, a mythical creature similar to Bigfoot that's said to haunt the Australian wilderness. Others believe it could be a previously unknown species of animal. At this point, no one knows for sure what the creature in the image is, but what do you think though? A yowie or something else entirely? Share your thoughts in the comments section. What do you think this is? The individual who sent it believed he'd run into a creature of the night, but after careful scrutiny... Actually, no, there was no careful scrutiny here, just scrutiny. So after some scrutiny by me, I realized it was nothing but an owl. I mean, you guys can see it too, right? Wouldn't it have been funny if I made a whole section about a monster that was nothing more than an owl? If you have ophidiophobia or the fear of snakes, consider this your cue to move to the next clip. If you don't and want to watch anyway, then be my guest. Here's a stunning close-up of a reticulated python, one of nature's most awe-inspiring creatures. Fascinating, yet scary. Julius confirmed that this was not CGI, which makes me a tad uncomfortable. Like, why would you be moving near a snake that big? Julius thinks it might be a pet, but I don't know about that. For those seeing this for the first time, the reticulated python, known for its intricate and mesmerizing scale pattern, is the longest snake in the world, capable of reaching lengths of 20 feet. In this close-up, you can see the intricate details of its scales, each one reflecting light in a way that highlights the beautiful reticulated pattern from which it gets its name. The scales shimmer with hues of gold, brown, and black, creating a camouflage that blends seamlessly with the forest floor. These pythons are native to the rainforests, woodlands, and grasslands of southeastern Asia. Their striking appearance is not just for show, it's an adaptation that allows them to blend into their surroundings, making them formidable ambush predators. They rely on their powerful constricting abilities to subdue prey, which can range from small animals to birds. This is why the thought of it being a pet worries me. This looks like a neighborhood that might have kids. What happens when the snake decides to want something a bit more, human? Next up is our bonus segment. Your answers in our previous segments have just been on point, and we're still compiling. But I just couldn't pass up the opportunity to have you guys guessing what this thing is. I have a lot to say, but I won't. Take a look at this for a few seconds and let me know what you think. I can't wait to read your responses. Take a look at what this underwater camera captured. It's not just the lights falling from the intriguing sky, there's something massive lurking beneath the surface. This creature captured on the camera isn't your typical whale or shark. It bears a striking resemblance to prehistoric fish. It's as if a creature from the depths of time has resurfaced, adding another layer of mystery to the already perplexing events unfolding before us. What do you make of this unexpected discovery? Now, what do we have here? A fisherman went to sea, and among the usual catch, he found this translucent, insect-like creature wriggling in his net. Its strange appearance captivates those who see it, sparking curiosity and speculation. What could this creature be, and where did it come from? Some suggest it might be an extraterrestrial visitor from distant planets. Others propose it could be a new species yet to be identified. You have seen it too now, so what do you think? This strange-looking creature was spotted at night on some muddy grass. At first glance, it resembles a very large salamander, but there are some distinct differences that make it stand out. It has a smooth, pink, hairless body with pronounced wrinkles running down its back. The head is especially unusual, with weird shapes and protrusions that don't match any known animal. It's like something straight out of a science fiction movie, but the footage seems too real to be edited. The way it moves, the light reflecting off its skin, everything about it looks authentic. So here's the big question. What is this creature? Despite searching, I couldn't find anything that matched its description. It doesn't fit into any known category of amphibians or reptiles, and its unique features make it a real mystery. If anyone has seen something like this before or has any idea what it might be, please share in the comments. Next, we've got an interesting discovery made in the middle of nowhere. The ground appears to be dried clay with a spiral drawn on it. Surrounding the spiral were mirrors with white frames except for one. In all the mirrors, you could see the reflection of the mirror opposite it, except in the black framed mirror. The only thing reflecting in that one was the clay ground. The spiral is a symbol often associated with spiritual journeys, cycles, and transformation. Its presence here suggests that whoever created this arrangement might be invoking or channeling some form of energy or intention. The mirrors, reflecting each other, create an infinite loop, a visual effect that could symbolize the endless nature of certain mystical concepts, such as time, consciousness, or the universe. The black-framed mirror is particularly unsettling. Its failure to reflect anything but the ground breaks the symmetry and suggests a deeper, perhaps darker purpose. Could this be an area used for witchcraft or black magic? If you have any ideas or have encountered something similar, share your experience and thoughts with us in the comments section. We'll be reading. Does hell exist on Earth, or is it in another plane or dimension? I've always wondered about this growing up, and these next clips allegedly hold the answer. According to the original posters of these clips, they discovered hell on Earth where individuals were burning and not dying, sort of like an eternal torment with people perpetually screaming. As much as I want to believe this clip and satisfy my curiosity, they just don't add up. It feels like the screams were edited into the clips and the locations look like an industrial place. This is just a blatant attempt to peddle falsehoods, and I'm very upset. Why am I upset again? Doesn't the internet have a lot of these false videos? Anyway, I would really want to know what the places shown in these clips really do. Could someone educate me? This next clip made me twitch all over. Take a look. Should have run as well. What would you do if you found yourself in a situation like this? Well, in the event of a bee attack, staying calm is essential for your safety. Follow these steps. Swiftly move away from the area to avoid provoking the bees, cover your face and head to minimize stings, and seek shelter indoors or in a closed vehicle. Whatever you do, refrain from jumping into water as it doesn't deter the bees as you see in the movies. They will just wait for you to come back up. Once you are out of their reach, remove stingers carefully and seek medical attention if you experience severe allergic reactions. Prevention is crucial, so be cautious around bee nests. Wear light-colored clothing, avoid scented products outdoors, and maintain composure if you encounter bees. If you do all these, you should survive the bee attack. Also, don't get mad at the bees and declare war on their kind. Think of it as you being initiated into the stung fraternity. Get it? So, I have much to say here, but just watch this.
To announce that this Sunday will be open. Okay, we've been trying to do this announcement several times today already, and 3 times that podium back there has fallen over on its own, and it's It's stable. I mean, it's not wobbly at all. It's kind of like
In case it wasn't already obvious, we've got what looks like a priest or pastor trying to record an announcement, but keeps getting interrupted by strange things happening around him. According to him, the podium has been falling consistently ever since he tried recording the announcement when it's supposed to be sturdy. This made some believe that there was a paranormal entity playing with him there. Others were quick to point out that it might not be a paranormal entity at all, but instead that this video was staged for the sake of likes, as no pastor or priest would openly admit to this instead of sharing the intended announcement. Another pointed out that a real priest would have prayed instead. Well, you've seen the clip, so what do you think?
Okay, we've been trying to do this announcement several times today already, and 3 times that podium back there has fallen over on its own, and it's stable. I mean, it's not wobbly at all. It's kind of like
Some moments are so strange, so unexplainable, that even the strongest skeptics are left speechless, and this next clip, said to be from the Philippines, is one of them. In this eerie footage, we see a man lying flat on a mattress placed on the ground. His body is tense, his face twisted in strain. 2 other men are holding him down, gripping his arms and legs with everything they've got. And yet, despite their efforts, his body keeps lifting. Levitation. As unreal as it sounds, he begins to rise off the mattress again and again, as if something inside him is trying to escape. Then a 3rd man steps forward. His demeanor is calm and deliberate. He kneels beside the levitating man and begins to speak in a low voice, almost chanting. He places his hand firmly on the man's stomach, reciting what seems to be a prayer or incantation. This is believed to be a possession, and while many may debate the authenticity, the expressions on the faces of those present tell another story. A man was out fishing at Sali Lake, nestled by the Navajo Mountains, when he captured something extraordinary. From a distance, there was a large hairy creature. You can clearly make out the domed head and broad shoulders. According to the man, this was no ordinary animal. He insists it was a Bigfoot, and he saw it moving through the landscape. The creature's size and distinct movements left little doubt in his mind. I mean, the area isn't known to have any primates, so there's no way to fault his claim. Naturally, the online community can't seem to come to a unanimous decision concerning its authenticity. A large majority, however, believe it's the real deal, but what say you? The Tesla empire is undeniably a major force in advanced human technology, particularly in the realm of electric vehicles and renewable energy. Their innovations are impressive, from cutting-edge autopilot systems to sustainable energy solutions. However, with such rapid progress, there are bound to be issues that arise, and Tesla has had its fair share of complaints. Recently, while in traffic, someone captured footage of a blue Tesla car with a bloated back end. It's unclear what caused this, but incidents like this do raise questions about the reliability and durability of Tesla vehicles. People are left wondering if the benefits of owning such an advanced machine outweigh the potential risks. How many of us here own or would love to own a Tesla? What do you make of these videos? Do you consider them a cause for concern, or do you think people are just exaggerating to make new technology look bad? Kindly share your thoughts in the comments section. Speaking of UFOs, what do you guys make of this one? A few people were just chilling one evening when they looked up and saw this streaking across the sky. Some say it's a UFO making its grand entrance, others are convinced it's just a meteor burning through the atmosphere. Honestly, this is one of those rare clips where both arguments kind of make sense, but I'm gonna step back on this one and leave it to you. What do you think it is, UFO or meteor? Drop your thoughts below. Stadiums are built for drama, but what if the biggest show isn't happening on the field but above it? This next sighting wasn't part of the halftime performance and wasn't on the schedule. This bizarre footage was shared from what appears to be a packed football stadium. Fans were already hyped for the game, and then something caught their eyes in the sky. Hovering just above the stadium were two glowing eyes. They weren't just random blips in the sky, they were positioned in a triangular formation, moving smoothly and eerily across the airspace above. The lights glowed with a steady brightness, not flickering like drones or planes, and as they floated silently over the stadium, you could hear people begin to panic. There's no confirmed location or date tied to this footage, but the reactions are very real. So what were those lights? Advanced military tech? A drone display gone rogue? Or are we looking at a real UFO? Most people believe.
What the fuck is that, bro?
A woman shared a chilling encounter she experienced while standing outside on her gazebo one night. She admits she almost didn't believe it herself had it not been for the security camera footage that captured her reaction. Let's take a look. There she was, standing on the gazebo, casually typing away on her phone while her dog fetched a ball that she'd just thrown. Everything seemed perfectly normal, until it wasn't. Suddenly, she turns around sharply and lets out a scream, her face visibly alarmed. According to her, the reason for her startled reaction was that she felt a tap on her shoulder, followed by a voice that sent chills down her spine. Strangely, the footage doesn't capture any visible figure or presence, yet a terrified response feels unmistakably real. What are your thoughts on this alleged encounter? What would you do if you found a child walking alone late at night? While you think of your answer, watch this.
Tu mamá, mija, tu mamá. Los brazos, mira los brazos. Te lo juro que no es normal, viejo, no es normal, no es normal. Viejo, míralo.
Two friends on a late-night bike ride came across a girl walking alone in the middle of the road. She was neatly dressed, with her black hair tied in a ponytail, and didn't appear to be homeless or in distress, yet something felt off. She was completely unresponsive to the men's attempts to speak with her. She just stared at them, and when they talked, she silently turned and continued walking. Strangely, the girl seemed to be glowing in the dark. Yes, glowing. One of the men got off his bike and approached her, but his friend who was filming urged him not to. The footage cuts off at that point, leaving everyone to wonder who or what was this girl. Some people speculate she could have been sleepwalking, but that doesn't explain the eerie glow. Humans don't naturally glow after all. Others believe she could be a spirit or something supernatural, considering how unusual the encounter was. What would you have done in this situation? Would you have approached the glowing child or let her walk on into the night? It'd be interesting to hear your perspective, unless, of course, you don't think this is authentic and the glow was placed into the clip digitally. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Tu mamá, mija, tu mamá. Los brazos, mira los brazos. Te lo juro que no es normal, viejo, no es normal, no es normal. Viejo, míralo.
If you're ever trying to lock or unlock your car but it's not working because it's too far away, all you have to do is hold up the key fob to your head and your brain will act as an antenna, giving you way more range than you would normally have.
So when I saw this video, I found it funny because, well, it sounded like another one of those conspiracies that could never amount to anything. I mean, how can you tell me I can extend the range of my radio devices using my head? I showed it to Julius so we could laugh at it together, but instead it ended up being the opposite. He told me this conspiracy was true. Believe it or not, holding your car key fob up to your head can actually help extend its range. This quirky trick works because your body, especially your head, is made up mostly of water, which can help transmit and slightly amplify the radio signal your key fob sends out. When you press the button while it's near your head, like under your chin or against your temple, the fluids and tissues in your body act like a passive antenna, allowing the signal to travel a bit further than it normally would on its own. It might sound like a strange life hack, but it's backed by real science. The signal used by most car key fobs is a low radio frequency range, and while your body doesn't create or power the signal, it can enhance how it moves through space. So if you're ever struggling to unlock your car from a distance, don't be surprised if using your own head as a signal booster actually does the trick. It's just your biology giving technology a little boost. There's a strange trend going around on TikTok right now. People are voluntarily blurring their eyes, literally making their eyeballs quiver on command. Why are they doing this? Well, no one's really sure. Maybe it's to look cool, or maybe it's just one of those weird internet things. But what is really fascinating is that only about 8% of the world can actually do it. This odd little trick is caused by something called voluntary nystagmus. It's a condition where a person can rapidly move their eyes back and forth, creating a shaky, vibrating effect, kind of like a glitch. Most people can't do it at all, but for those who can, it's like having a secret superpower. Some say it feels weird, and others say it gives them a temporary headache. But for a handful of people, it's just something they've always been able to do. No one knows exactly why only a few have this ability, but on TikTok it's become a badge of uniqueness. So the question is, can you do it, or are you one of the 92% just watching in amazement? As the days go by, the conversation around UFOs seems to be getting more serious and undeniable. Just take a look at this footage. A passenger flying over New York was filming out of the window when something strange happened. A flat object zipped by at high speed. It's so clear and sudden that it leaves little room for doubt. More and more, we're seeing footage like this, where not only eyewitness accounts, but even radar recordings capture these identified flying objects. It's becoming harder to dismiss them as just hoaxes or tricks of the light. What do you think is happening here? Could this be proof that we're not alone, or is there still some rational explanation? Our first video of the day is from a woman who was hiking in the woods one morning. There's absolutely nothing wrong with going for hikes if the area is safe. We can't say the same for this lady, however, as she started feeling uneasy, like someone was watching her while she was out on her hike. Typically, people run when they feel threatened, but she took out her camera and looked around. Despite her best efforts to find whoever was stalking her, she found no one, or at least that's what she thought, until she noticed something strange. Ahead of her, between two trees, was a shimmering area, almost like a glass. Something was there with her, but it wasn't clearly visible. It was as if the air itself was bending or cloaking whatever it was. Some who have seen the footage claim it could be a cloaked alien or some form of advanced camouflage. Others suggest it might even be a portal to another dimension. I'm not particularly sure about this one, but what do you think? A man woke up one cold morning to find that it had snowed overnight, but what started as a normal winter day quickly turned strange. As he stepped outside and brushed his feet on the snow-covered ground, flames appeared where he brushed the surface. Yeah, flames. Keep in mind that this was snow. Snow is water. It shouldn't catch fire, right? Yet there it was, fire appearing right on top of the snow as he moved across it. The video he captured quickly went viral, and people began asking the same question: how is this even possible? Some suggested that it could be a man-made snow, possibly filled with strange chemicals. Others pointed to theories of weather manipulation, suggesting that this might be a side effect of geoengineering or even some kind of artificial weather experiment. Then there's the more chilling idea. Could something be hidden in the snow itself, something flammable, whether it's chemical residue, pollution from the sky, or evidence of something we're not supposed to know about? This bizarre event has left many people questioning what's really falling from above. So what do you think? This massive handprint was discovered on a rock formation in China. At first, it looks like a fossilized imprint of a gigantic hand pressed deep into the stone. The fingers are long, thick, and strangely human-like, just way too big for a regular human. Seriously, if this was made by an actual hand, then whoever left it behind must have been a giant, and that's exactly what some people are saying. Theories are flying left and right, with some believing it's the mark of a giant humanoid creature, maybe even evidence of a species lost in time, one that walked the earth before history began recording it. But others aren't buying it. They say it looks more like a carving chiseled into the rock for artistic or symbolic reasons. Maybe it's part of ancient folklore or even a modern hoax. But when you look at the depth, the spread of the fingers, and how naturally it fits into the rock, it's hard not to wonder. Was this handprint really left behind by some massive creature, or is it just a clever illusion? While you think about that, this blurry video was shared by a homeowner who was reviewing his Ring camera footage. It was a typical and usual activity for him, only this time he would find something unusual. In the footage, an odd figure or object can be seen flying by. It's hard to make out exactly what it is, but its movements don't match anything typical like a bird, plane, or drone. The object appears to zip across the screen quickly before vanishing into the distance. The homeowner insists the footage is not edited or manipulated in any way, but he admits that he has no idea what he captured. With footage this unclear, it's always tough to say for sure what we are seeing, but it raises questions about the many unexplained objects that people catch on their cameras. Some who've seen the clip speculate that it could be a UFO or some form of extraterrestrial technology, while others think it might be a strange atmospheric phenomenon. You've seen the clip as well, so what do you think this could be? Some people have extraordinary body features, but what we are looking at here seems almost unbelievable. In the footage, someone is pulling and stretching the skin on their leg like it's elastic, almost like rubber. It's hard to believe that this is even possible. However, there are skin conditions that can explain this. Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, or EDS for short, is one example. It's a rare genetic disorder that affects connective tissues, making the skin super stretchy and fragile. Among other symptoms, however, the extreme elasticity in this video makes it look almost like silicone or synthetic material. Anyway, what are your thoughts on it? A few years ago, China made headlines across the globe with a jaw-dropping announcement. They were building an artificial sun. The news lit up the internet, but after all the hype, the world went quiet. No follow-ups, no launch date, just silence, until recently. This video began circulating online and it's got everyone talking again. The footage was taken at night. The sky was dark and calm until suddenly a massive ball of light began to rise from the horizon. It wasn't the moon, and it definitely was not the sun. But for a few moments, it lit up the entire area as if it were broad daylight. The brightness was so intense that the whole sky glowed in a warm, eerie hue, and just as mysteriously as it appeared, it began to dim, slowly fading back into the darkness. People watching were stunned. Many claimed that this was the long-rumored artificial sun finally being tested, but there were no major news reports, no government announcements, no official word, just theories and speculation. Some believe it wasn't an artificial sun at all, but rather a disguised missile rocket launch. Others insist this was a soft reveal of a tech experiment far more powerful than we're being told. So what exactly did people witness that night? Someone walked into their bedroom and immediately felt off. That's when they noticed something by the window. It was this strange shape, like half of a shadowy figure just standing there. At first, they thought it might have been a reflection from something in the room, but something about it felt too deliberate. The figure didn't move, it just stood there, partially visible, like it was halfway in our world and halfway somewhere else. Later, they decided to run the photograph through a filter to enhance the image, and that's when things got chilling. The shape that seemed like a random blur was now clearly humanoid, with that looked like the outline of shoulders and something like a head. But the body wasn't solid. It was see-through, like it was made of shadow and smoke. This was their first ever paranormal encounter, and now they're left confused. Even more unsettling is that they don't know why it was just standing there, staring out of the window, or even just watching them. While you share your thoughts on that, we have another intriguing piece of footage that is people talking about cloaked objects in the sky. Take a look. In the bright blue sky, there's this odd cloud formation. At first glance, it seems just like any other cloud, but something about it looks, well, off. Its shape is too precise, too deliberate. Some are suggesting that it's not a cloud at all, but a cloaked object, something trying to blend in with the atmosphere. It's hard to dismiss when you really look at it. Could this be a UFO using advanced cloaking technology, or is it just an unusual cloud formation? Aaron's money is on the latter. What about you? Watch this carefully. A woman is lying on her couch, scrolling through her phone, just relaxing. Everything seems normal at first, but then if you look closely above her head, something chilling happens. From under the couch, a pale white hand slowly reaches out and taps her head. You can actually see her flinch a bit. Then she instantly jumps up, turns on the lights, and pulls the couch away to check, but there's nothing there. Now, people online are split about this one. Some say it's staged, some people say it looks too real to be staged. But anyway, what do you think? But with that, we end today's episode. Thank you for staying with us. Before you go, are there clips and videos you think we should have featured by now that we haven't? Well, the good news is you can share them with us and we'll post them crediting you. Please send any such footage, including ones you recorded yourself, to us via classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. We'll do our thing and include it in our next episode. We can't wait to receive what you have. Now, I say this at the end of every video, and I mean it sincerely. Us at Classified Captures, we love you guys. Now do us a favor, love us back. Share this video with as many people as you possibly can. Share the channel with as many people as you possibly can. And I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.